Hey there, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm host.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Hey, Natasha Smith of Save the Storks is with us. She has a brand new book. It's called Unplanned Grace. We'll talk about that and more. Natasha, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Absolutely. First of all, when I saw Save the Storks, it was so catchy. I mean, I love what you're doing, but Save the Storks, I mean, that's a priceless name, right?
It is, yes. And the stork, of course, is the mom who is carrying the child. And our approach as an organization is really women focused to care for those moms and those women who are facing unplanned pregnancies to ensure that they really feel cared for well.
Now, how long have you been doing this and what got you to this point? How did you put this all together?
Well, I've been working at Save the Storks for 4 years. And the book came together by all of the stories that I was reading. So Save the Storks builds mobile medical units, and every month we would receive a story of a woman who came on one of these mobile medical units, had a free ultrasound and pregnancy test. And so these stories kind of kept on coming in, and the themes wove themselves together. And I really wanted to help people understand the intricacies of a woman's choice and what the pro-life movement and pregnancy centers are doing to really support women in meaningful and very practical ways.
Now, you said at Save the Storks, you guys have mobile units. Tell us about the importance of these units and how they help so much.
Oh man, they are these state-of-the-art, incredible vehicles that are basically like a doctor's office on wheels, which have started gaining in popularity. But these are owned and operated by the local pregnancy center. And so these centers are able to go out into their communities, to the rural areas, college campuses, near abortion clinics, and just offer women free access to ultrasounds and pregnancy tests, even STI testing. And this forms a bridge to so many women who don't know about the resources that are available to them if they choose life, to this amazing network that pregnancy centers can provide to these women in need.
Awesome.
Now, tell us a little bit about, now you set up in these areas. How do you get the average, well, I guess it wouldn't be an average story, but as the women come in, what do they expect once they get in?
So the women who are boarding these buses, they will receive full a conversation about all of their options, scientifically based. They'll get a free ultrasound so that they can see their child and understand the development stages that they're in. And they'll also be walked through the provision that pregnancy center can offer to that woman, both throughout her pregnancy and for typically up to 2 years after that child is born. That pregnancy center will offer parenting classes and help her. They'll also listen to her story, which I think that's a big piece of it. They'll hear what pressures she's facing and really try to creatively meet her where she's at and lift her out of whatever circumstances are driving her towards feeling like abortion's maybe her only choice.
And good for you guys for following up for 2 years, because I mean, those first couple of years of the baby's life are so important and can be so traumatic for the mom with everything that they go through. So good on you guys for doing that. Now, tell us about the book Unplanned Grace. What brought the book about, and what you guys hope people get out of it?
Yeah, so Unplanned Grace is this really cool combination of stories and data rootedness in a lot of studies that really showcase why this is such a complex decision for so many, the various pressures that affect a woman's choice. So we go into the economic stress points, the relational struggles, and health concerns. And each chapter has a true story of someone who's faced an economic challenge, or how domestic violence can impact this decision. And then we focus on a pro-life organization that helps meet that particular need in a beautiful and creative way. So if there's, violence at home and she's genuinely scared for her life, where does she go? Well, pregnancy centers can offer a holistic way of ensuring that she feels safe for herself and for her child. So we try to really explain, these pressures are real and they're very hard, and there's so many amazing ways we can help and step in. So our goal for the book is for those who are pro-life and churches to really pick this up and understand the complexities that women are facing and men, and how we can all be a part of a solution that doesn't include abortion, but includes this beautiful new life. And even for those who've experienced an abortion, where do we go from here? How can the church and pro-lifers rally around those who are hurting, those who feel pressure, and offer love and compassion to those who need it?
Natasha Smith is a part of Save the Storks, and she's got a new book. It's called Unplanned Grace. You mentioned that it's both data and stories. Do you have time to share a story with us?
Sure. Yeah. One of my favorite stories is a lady named Rosliani. And I think her story just showcases how complex a choice can be. She was an immigrant from Venezuela, surgical nurse, very intelligent, and looking for new opportunities in America when everything crashed in Venezuela. But when she came here, it was not at all what she expected. She couldn't find work. She couldn't get the right visa to work. And she had the language barrier and just so much that was really difficult for her. Well, she ended up finding out that she was pregnant, and the father of the child kicked her out of her home. So then she found out that she was homeless. She was discovered as overstaying her visa. So now she had a tracking anklet, and she was facing potential deportation. And she had no way to economically care for herself whatsoever. And so she really felt like there was nothing for her. And she was terrified of the thought of going back to Venezuela and watching her child starve. And so for her, the more compassionate view was, abortion. And so she searched online for an abortion clinic, and she ended up finding a pregnancy center that has a Stork bus, one of these mobile medical units. And so they were able to go to her and offer her free care, hear her whole story, and connect her to the resources that would help her. And there was a lawyer who heard her case and said, your life is worth it, and your child's life is worth it. And if you choose life, I will fight for you. I can't guarantee asylum, but I will fight for you for free. And he did that.
Wow.
That local pregnancy center heard her story. Oh, you don't have a house? Well, there's a church, right next door. Let's ask the church if they have the ability to house you. And they did that. And
Wow.
So through the pregnancy center, she was no longer homeless. She was able to eventually get her green card and file for asylum here. And she named her son Emmanuel because she realized that God was with her through all of the mess, all of the crazy. But God was with her through the people, through all these different people who rallied around her. And that lawyer is now the godfather to her son. And the woman who performed that first ultrasound and introduced Rosliani to her child is the godmother as well. And it's just, and they're still all connected. They still interact, and her son's about 3 now. And it's just a beautiful story. And now she wants to be a lawyer, and she wants to help fight for others.
Wow.
So that's one of my favorite stories. And hers is, level upon level of more complexity, but the reality still is, 73% of abortions happen because of economic pressures. And, that was just one factor out of many for hers. And what happens when a woman doesn't allow her circumstances to define her is just amazing. And who she is today is just so, so strong.
Yeah. And thank goodness for the centers like that that show them that there is a way out, that they are not stuck in the situation that they are focused on at that time, but there are options, and there are people who are willing to help them. And wow, just so awesome that you guys are pointing that out. Love it.
Yeah, and you are there in Michigan now to Save the Storks. Those medical units, are they all around the U.S.? Where are they?
Yes. So Save the Storks, our office is based in Colorado Springs, and we partner with any pregnancy center who wants to go mobile, and we have over 60 buses all across the country. So they literally are from coast to coast, and you can go onto our website, savethestorks.com, to find where the nearest pregnancy or the nearest stork bus is to where you're located, and learn more there.
Wow.
Good stuff. Hey, if you're a pastor of a church, it'd be a great book. It'd be a great book for all kinds of folks. You can find the most common reasons women get abortions, 3 myths about abortion, so much good stuff we can't cover right now because of time, but check it out. Dan's got the website there, unplannedgracebook.com and savethestorks.com. Natasha, thank you so much for what you guys do. You guys are making a huge difference. You probably know that already, but we appreciate that so much. And thank you for coming on with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. And honestly, we celebrate the work of pregnancy centers because there's almost 3,000 across the country, and they're the ones right there serving women. So it's an honor for us to be able to support their work.
They're heroes.
Yeah. Check out Save the Storks and this book called Unplanned Grace. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.